Welcome to the Brixton Rec Centre for the Hoopsfix All-Star Classic 2019, where I'm joined by Jackson Gibbons, head coach of the City of London Academy and Southwark Pride. Jackson, you've been selected by Sam today to coach alongside one of your close friends, Nick Drain, coaching Team Black. But before we get to how you feel for the game, what's one of the most important things, or the thing you're most looking forward to around adding a women's game to the Hoopsfix All-Star Classic and the first time it's ever gone over 2 days?
I think it's extremely important. I think Sam has gone out on a limb this year. You know, he doesn't know what the results was going to, or the feedback would be, you know, and thankfully the feedback's been really good. You know, I think it's close to a sellout, and it's important because these girls work just as hard as the guys. They put, you know, just as much sacrifice into their lives as the guys do. And if you really understand the women's game, it's just as exciting. It's just a different brand of basketball, so they deserve it. And I'm really excited to coach what I believe are arguably, you know, 12 of the top 24 girls in the country. So I'm excited.
And well, you touched on it a little bit there. The collection of talent that we've actually got on the floor is probably the greatest collection of talent for, especially in the junior women's game, that we've probably ever seen. Are there 2 or 3 players that you could maybe pinpoint within this class that really stand out for you? I know there's a couple over at Kohler that you could pinpoint, and Nick spoke earlier about Holly Winterburn as well, who's obviously out there as the WBBL Player of the Year. But are there a couple of players that you would pinpoint as ones to watch within this class?
Yeah, if Nick spoke about his team, I guess I'll speak about my team. But yeah, I mean, he's got some fantastic players. He's got some great girls that were with us at Kohler as well. You've got some generational talent, some girls that, you know, we may never have seen girls with that type of ability before, and we might not again for a long time. I'm excited about all 12 girls, and that's genuine. You know, you've got young rising stars, Amelia Sandy and Jaden Bam, you know, Cameron Taylor-Willis, who are, you know, the up-and-comings. They're not, you know, at the top of their class. And then we've got the older girls. You know, I've coached against Imogen Cook, Megan Jones and Rebecca Morrison for a long time. Lauren Sartu, the Charnwood girl. And it's just been nice to be on the same sideline as them once, finally, before they all leave. But there's some great talents. Maya Hyacinth's a really good player. You know, we've got MJ Sarkodia. I'll probably go through all of our 12 girls, just because I don't want anyone to feel left out. And it's important for the girls that they all enjoy it, because I think they've really earned it. And there's probably 150 really disappointed girls out there that thought they had a chance that aren't in. And so one of the things I spoke to the girls about is valuing the moment and really appreciating it and being reflective of what they've done to get to this stage so far, because they deserve it. But yeah, I mean, Megan Jones, I think, is generational talent in terms of, you know, her length and her movement ability, and she's going off to UC Davis next year, which is a great level of basketball. So that's one. And, you know, Esther Little is another player that is, again, a generational talent. So yeah, I'm excited about our 12. I'm not going to talk about Nick's group.
Saying that, though, you are coaching against a couple of your players that are going to be with Nick. How's that going to be for you, coaching against some of the girls that you've been on the sidelines with and gone into battle with over the last few years, I guess?
Yeah, Esther Oluwade has been with us for 7-8 years, so we've watched her, you know, from practically the beginning. And Megan Haynes has been with us for the last 3 years, and so, you know, both kids are dear to my heart. You know, they're really good young players. They're both going on to better situations than we can provide for them. And there's been a slight level of banter, and not from me, but from them. And I welcome it, and we'll see what happens by the end of the game.
Nice. And just, I guess, an opportunity to recap on the season you've had with Kohler. How have you found this season in WEBL, and then obviously in Division 1 as well, competing there? Just how's your season gone for you? What would be your review and a quick hot take on your season?
So our season was an up and down one, as probably everybody's is. You never have a perfect ride as a basketball coach. I was really pleased we got to the WABL final. It didn't end the way we'd have hoped, but every coach and every team has a game like that. It's just sad that it happened in the final, but we lost to a great team, and again, a generational team. You couldn't look back over the years of the WABL and say, oh well, they would have competed with every single team that's ever won it. And so at the time it stings, but I think our girls, you know, they have perspective now, and they understand that we lost to a great team. And it was great for us to get to the final, because we beat some really good teams along the way. And then club basketball with Southwark Pride, we won our 4th national championship in a row at under 18s. It's a blessing. We had girls with us this year that weren't with us last year, so it was their first championship. And I'm all about trying to provide access to opportunity for our young girls and giving them something that maybe they wouldn't have had if they went somewhere else. And if you've been with us for the last 4 years. You've been lucky enough to win a national championship, and that's something they could take away with them for the rest of their lives. But was it perfect? No, not at all. Did we have some great times? We definitely did. Did we play good basketball at times? Did we play horrible basketball? Yes. But it's just part of the journey, and I'm kind of I'm happy that we had the group that we had this year, and I'm happy today that now, you know, they're getting to kind of reap the rewards of their hard work and the fruits of their labor. So I'm happy about that.
Nice. It sounds like a lot of growth took place in that season as well, and we've already spoken about it a little bit around the talent that's on display here, especially within the junior game and the players that are all under 19 and on the floor competing today. But just where do you think the women's game in British basketball currently is? Because these players they're the next generation, and there is so much talent here, but the women's game has been steadily growing, and you see the senior team in the Eurobasket this coming summer. But what more do we need to do to really capitalise on the growth of the women's game in this country?
I think the NGB are doing their best. They're trying to merge. I think there was a gap for a long time between grassroots and intermediate, and, you know, the elite level. And I think with the growth of academy leagues and the access that the players now get, I think we're seeing record number of girls going off to the States or moving on to, you know, higher basketball situations. And then, you know, we're having, as I said previously, we're having some generational talent come through that they'll be the stars of tomorrow, and they'll literally take the mantle from this group, which we have a great group at the moment. I don't know when the last time we qualified for Eurobasket, but that is, you know, that's something to really aspire to for the younger girls and the younger generation. And then we have some kids in our program that are coming along, and they've gone to you know, the Aspire program, and they've gone up to the England camps for the last couple of weeks and said that, you know, the talent level was really good, and that they feel like, you know, things are moving in the right direction. So it's our job as academy coaches and club coaches to support and try and grow the game, and I think that it's moving in the right direction slowly. And I think this group, maybe the best group of under 18, under 19 players over the last 4 or 5 years. It's very, very strong. You look at some of the schools that the girls are going to. So we're in a good place. And I think that if we keep pushing, more girls will come through, and it will grow. I think that what is improving is bridging the gap between junior basketball and the senior national team. And I think the under-20s will have a good team this year, hopefully. And then a few of them will move on and be a part of the senior national team in the next couple of years.
Awesome. Well, Jackson, thanks for joining us. I know you're getting ready for the game at 4 p.m, but then you'll also be joining us tomorrow on the stream as well for the boys' games. But Jackson coaching Team Black, Nick Drain coaching Team White. Make sure you tune in on YouTube at 4 p.m. to see those two teams go head-to-head here live at the Brixton Rec.